I've heard rumors that the Ripple case will be settled December 15th, and we'll just see. And that could have catastrophic implications for the industry, one way or the other. But, you just keep moving forward. Regardless of what happens, it's a decentralized ecosystem that you guys control. And the United States of America doesn't get to say that Cardano lives or dies. You do, the world. Okay, that's the point of decentralized ecosystems. And we're going to work as hard as we can on our side to make that protocol better, but we're just a voice in a chorus. There's 15 other development companies. There's an MBO on the way, complete on.
We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order.
And by the way, just replacing one central monopolist with another central monopolist, a lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist. But I, having been around commercial banks for a long time, they really are looking for ways to replace their aggregators in their back office, whether it's clearing, settlement, exchanges, credit agencies. But they are deeply understanding, because they are pretty ambitious and very good at making money as well. They deeply understand that every idea that's pitched to them is somebody who currently is small but wants to get big and gain market power. So they're also always thinking about how to ensure that there's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
The whole foundation of what crypto is, it's supposed to be a distributed ledger that is across the system. I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem. You don't need trust.
It's at the end, what the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities.
The third way we think CBDC can improve financial inclusion is through what we call programmability. That is, CBDC can allow government agencies and private sector players to program, to create smart contracts, to allow targeted policy functions. For example, welfare payment. For example, consumption coupon. For example, food stamp. By programming CBDC, those money can be precisely targeted for what kind of people can own and what kind of use this money can be utilized. For example, for food. So this potential programmability can help government agencies to precisely target their support to those people who need support. So that way can also improve financial inclusion.
give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever. But like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again. Yeah. So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
I'm convinced that we will destroy, unfortunately, a lot of employment. Just think of self-guided cars and all the drivers losing their jobs. Let's look at the bank employees and so on.
If you're left behind, you're facing something far worse, which is to be completely irrelevant. They won't even need you as a serf or as a slave. Direct brain-computer interfaces, replacing organic hands with bionic hands, adding to the body a second immune system, which is not organic, but an inorganic immune system, made up of millions of tiny nanorobots inside your body. And if we hack the brain, and if we understand how billions of neurons create subjective experiences of anger and love.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
But there's a lot of real-world applications, again, we can imagine that we don't have today. I think we're piloting NFT ticketing for sports events, for Lazios in Italy. Now you can show your NFT and that's a ticket. If you think about tickets, it's on a specific day, at a specific seat, that's an NFT.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. The New World Order book is going to show you how the world really works. And it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. I told you at the beginning of the year, in the first quarter of 2022, we was going to have an event that was going to bring us down. And then also in the fourth quarter, we would have an event that would bring us down. That's exactly what happened. And now I'm going to tell you, in the first quarter, we're going to have an event that's going to bring us down in 2023. And then also in the fourth quarter of 2023, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, guys, the markets are still going to be pumping and dumping until they get ready to pull the full rug. But I'll let you know when that's about to happen. Now, also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to get re-educated. And also, much love to those who've donated to the Cash Shop and Patreon. And in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the new World Order events. Also, I give you the new World Order cryptos in the Patreon. Of course, you have to do your own research. But this next bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure that you have the cryptos that have utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly up. Guys, do not forget CME opens tonight. We know it's going to move the market. And then, of course, once the stock market opens, it will move again. And guys, this week, I told you it's going to be a roller coaster ride. And we definitely are going to be watching a movie. Now, we have Ripple sees promise in carbon credits and gaming NFTs despite market downturn. And guys, we know that is definitely correct because we know that is all about the fourth industrial revolution. Yes, it's going to take time to build, but we definitely see the building happen right in front of the masses' eyes while they sleep. And later in this video, I'm going to touch on Charles Hoskinson comments on Ripple. But guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates which slightly rose on Friday, and we know they're well off the highs. We know right now they're definitely being manipulated. But guys, do not forget to take your eyes off the inverted yield curve, the 2 and the 10. We know the crash is coming. And that means a big distraction is coming. And then also, guys, we see the dollar weakening. And then don't forget about volume, which we have absolutely no volume in the market. We have Tether, we have USDC, and then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo at $2.1 trillion. Then, guys, we know they're going to be raising rates this week. Probably another 50 basis points. Something that the market cannot take. We know the NWO causes the problem. Wait for the reaction and run in with the solution. They printed all this money, 20% of all money in existence in 1 year, to cause this inflation. Why did they do it? So therefore they could print money in order to build the fourth industrial revolution, where everyone is distracted over the last 2 years, getting free money at home while the NWO was strategizing. 2023 and 2024 are going to be the worst times in economic history of America. The American people are going to be brought to their knees, and they're going to be the only ones to blame. But the NWO is going to run in with that solution, that programmable money, those CBDCs, telling you what, where, and when, and how to buy. And remember, blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye. This money is going to be programmable. You have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And we have the Bank of England opens bids for CBDC sample wallet proof of concept. And guys, it's right around the corner. The fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And then we have Grayscale. On Friday, was it about $15.2 billion? The SEC filed its first legal brief on Bitcoin ETF lawsuit. And guys, we know that's all Grayscale needs is that Bitcoin ETF. And we know regulation is right around the corner. And don't forget, Digital Currency Group owns Genesis, Grayscale, CoinDesk, and also Foundry Digital. And in my Patreon, I connected dots when it comes to Digital Currency Group. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Sam Bankman-Fried tried to destabilize crypto market to save FTX. And guys, we know it's going to be a movie this week. We have the FTX hearings, we have the Fed Jerome Powell in the House, and we have Charles Hoskinson from Cardano says the Ripple settlement is coming in this week on Thursday. And then plus, guys, of course, we have CPI numbers. So there's a lot of distractions going on while Jerome is going to be in the house. And we know that's how the NWO likes it. That's how they pull off their magic tricks. And if Ripple does settle with the SEC, there's 2 things that could happen. You have just a simple fine, they keep it moving. Or Ripple could do what it's doing right now, agree not to do business in the U.S. 95% of their business is overseas. It's not going to hurt Ripple, And we know cross-border payments is all about the emerging markets, XRP, XLM, and a few others. Remember, guys, the fourth industrial revolution is all about the emerging markets and America to Babylon falling, along with the United States world reserve currency. And we're going to see the rise of the digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the crypto teacher told you about it and wrote about it a long time ago because he knew when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, and not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread it everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chips out, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the C-Red, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.